Welcome to the human side of things. Have you ever looked back on a period of your life and wondered why it feels so much better now than it did at the time? A childhood summer, an old friendship, a school year you could not wait to escape. Years later, the memory feels strangely warm, almost comforting. It is easy to assume that the past was simply better. But the science of nostalgia suggests something more interesting. The past often feels warmer than it actually was. Human memory is not a recording. It does not store experiences exactly as they happened and play them back unchanged. Instead, memories are rebuilt every time we recall them. The brain gathers fragments of details, emotions, and impressions, then assembles them into a story. And stories change. Not necessarily because we are forgetting, but because we are remembering selectively. Think about a family vacation from years ago. You might remember the laughter, the scenery, the feeling of being together. You probably remember less about the long drives, the arguments, or the moments of boredom. Those details often fade first. The emotional highlights tend to remain. Psychologists sometimes call this rosy retrospection. The tendency to remember experiences more positively than we experienced them at the time. Most people have felt it. A trip that seemed stressful while it was happening somehow becomes one of life's favorite memories. A difficult period of school begins to feel simpler and happier than it actually was. The brain appears to smooth some of the rough edges, and in doing so, it changes how the past feels. But nostalgia is not simply about memory. It is also about identity. Many nostalgic memories involve people, places, and experiences that help shape who we became. An old photograph is rarely just a photograph. An old song is rarely just a song. They become reminders of earlier versions of ourselves. For a moment, the distance between past and present seems to disappear. Neuroscience suggests there may be another reason nostalgia feels so powerful. Memories connected to meaning, belonging, and relationships can activate brain systems associated with reward and emotional comfort. In other words, nostalgia can feel good, especially during periods of uncertainty. And perhaps that explains why people often become more nostalgic when life is changing. When the future feels unclear, the mind naturally looks backward. Not because the past was perfect, but because it is familiar. A remembered world often feels safer than an unknown one. The same pattern appears far beyond individual lives. Entire societies can become nostalgic. Generations remember the music, traditions, and community spirit of earlier times. The difficulties often receive less attention. The comforts remain easier to recall. In some ways, societies remember selectively just as individuals do. None of this means nostalgia is a problem. In fact, researchers increasingly view it as a healthy part of being human. Nostalgia can strengthen feelings of connection. It can remind people that they have belonged somewhere before, that they have been loved, that meaningful moments have existed in their lives. Sometimes those reminders matter. But nostalgia can also teach us something else. The moments we currently consider ordinary may one day become the memories we miss the most. The routine conversation, the familiar street, the friend we expect to see tomorrow. Few people recognize future nostalgia while they are living it. Perhaps that is why nostalgia feels bittersweet. It reminds us that life is constantly becoming memory. And maybe the past does not feel warmer because it was better. Maybe it feels warmer because memory preserves meaning more faithfully than discomfort. The same process that turns yesterday into something precious is already working on today. whether we notice it or not. This video is based on the blog The Science of Nostalgia: Why the Past Feels Warmer Than It Was. For more articles exploring the human side of modern life, visit ecosociosphere.in.